Hey everyone, it's Ross at Mythic Mountains Folk Tabletop Club. I am very excited about this game. I'm a little bit of a fan. If you haven't checked the details of this video, I'll include links to our 9-month-long Spinward Marches campaign, our Desert of Karth campaign, and the podcast version of the Spinward Marches campaign. We love Traveler here. In fact, I can say it is easily my second favorite role-playing game behind the hero's journey. Traveler is the grandfather of spacefaring role-playing and a major departure from Dungeons & Dragons. It's harsh to survive out in the black, but here we are. So strap in, seal your void suit, get ready for jump. Like, subscribe, and share. This is classic Traveler in my Traveler universe known as Outlaw Void. Nirvana Sector. Forget any idea of shared humanity. It doesn't exist out here. Just people trying to get by, one rotation at a time. But us, we're travelers. We go from world to world. During the war, we learn skills. They allow us to operate starships, know our way around an assault rifle when we need to. The corporations and empires depend on us to keep the goods moving. We truck cargo, but in between jobs, seek out chances to really make riches. Along the way, there's going to be trouble. Terrorists, old enemies, rivals, things beyond. But that's just how it is out here. Welcome to the Void. Welcome back to Nirvana Sector. So, just a quick overview / maybe reminder. The challenge tonight is you do have a job. Now, ultimately, you're trying to get to that planet to shop for starships for when Captain Rouse, man, you got so many characters. Man. Radamant Jones. When Captain Radamant Jones takes the seat, he's looking for a starship to buy. So that's a bit of a on the back end goal. If that doesn't happen during the job, that's fine. I'll maybe try to stay a little late. We'll crunch that in, work it out, no big deal. But the job you must complete regardless of what complications arise, or else you will not get paid. And the captain tonight, G, will be liable for anything that goes wrong. If you break it, you buy it. So here you are. We'll launch right into it without delay beyond that. You are currently at Free City in the Vinfall solar system around the Tiancum gas giant. Free City is a moon of Tiancum that is just like a huge city. And you're in Heartbreak District of Free City where the main starport is. You all recently brought some cargo in there, and there was a riot at the airport. You have learned since then that security at the starport is, and personnel have become more agile in their organization at the starport. So getting in and out of there is not going to be as difficult. Well, anyways, you start as usual at the starport bar nearby. This bar is called the Glass Ceiling Bar. Here, Captain G, you can discuss your plans with the travelers. Hypothetically, if you wanted to in the future, you could also hire other travelers according to the rules and gather rumors or find patrons. You can also do that on the back end of the job. But tonight, you might just want to discuss anything you want with everybody and then just head to the starship and find your crew. Let me describe what you see around you first. Okay. First of all, the job that you took last time when you arrived at Payday. This job is you are a commissioned crew of the Coronet Fortune. It is a fat trader. It's a larger 400-ton, subsidized trader, 400-ton vessel. And you have a contract with Quantum Minerals. Quantum Minerals wants you to move several dozen tons of rare minerals. And your destination is a high port in the bountiful solar system called Payday. So that is your job. You have some crew members assigned to you. They are waiting at the starport for when you complete your business here. In this bar right now, you see around you, it's a high-rise. It overlooks the city, the smog down below. It's covered in lights that are painful to the eyes. The bartender, I want to mention him. I could find him. Maybe that's a different bartender. There is a woman in the corner. Anyways, she has clothing that has shifting colors. It's clear that it connects to computer systems. She's speaking with two different men by herself. There is also a man here. He is thin, shirtless, except for patchwork tactical gear. And he is drinking by himself. It looks like he's waiting on someone. There is also a woman who is wearing a pair of goggles over her eyes, and she's got a helmet on. And she looks like she's trying to sell something to a group of people. Now, is there anything, Captain G, that you'd like to discuss with your crew before you head out? Or anything you'd like to do?
So it's just our job is to deliver quantum minerals to, Bountiful. I think the pay that was discussed was like 3,000 credits per crew member, correct? Or
That's right. It wasn't a high-paying job. Ultimately, you're trying to get there both to explore the bountiful solar system and because somebody wants to go to Gearlight Incorporated and buy a starship.
All right. So yeah, besides the starship, I'm fine with just heading off to the job and just be able to get it done quickly as possible, get the payday, and getting our own starship would be nice, or getting a starship for Radamant. But does anyone else want to check out anything in the bar, or if they want to try to see if you can find a different job, or look into different possibilities?
I guess I had two questions. One of them was the person in the clothing that's changing to the attached computer systems. We don't have really evolved computer systems in the far future 1970s. Is this higher end tech than we're used to seeing?
Yes. But so tech level 9, tech level 8. This is stuff that, however, I don't know. It is still far future 70s because it's clear that there are connections where this her jacket connects like an analog cable into
plugged into.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, I was just curious about that. The other question I had, and I brought this up earlier offline, is the system we're going to, Bountiful, has what sounds like an interesting government, and I wanted to what can we find out, either asking around the bar, or maybe I found out when I went and checked out the charts at the starport. Is there anything there that would be helpful upon arrival? It sounds like it's ruled by a group of people. It's a charismatic oligarchy, so they're not horrible, but I don't know. Are they ruled by the favorite band on the planet? Are they ruled by the top tech companies, or how does it work?
This is an example of how astonishing people are like, reasonably, you ought to be able to ask information about this. You'll find that people have a very parochial, local mindset, and they're not travelers and they don't go around places. However, I do have a mechanic for that. You can attempt to try to spread some credits around and see if you can get a rumor. It is hard to do.
Yeah. I will. I'm good for spreading credits.
Okay.
Do you need any money? I have money.
Yeah, let's spend his money.
Fine.
All right.
I'll give you 1,000 credits to spread some cash around.
Okay. 1,000. Wait, what?
Well, 500. 500.
I'm gonna help you out.
Okay.
50 credits is enough for a really nice
Some
hotel
rumor.
stay. Like it's a
Oh
lot
yeah,
of money.
fine. 50. Okay, fine. 50 credits.
Okay. That's a lot. It's actually, you know what? Credits are pretty close to what the US dollar is in
Fair,
value.
yeah, 50
it's
credits. We
like a decent
you.
meal is 30 credits.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Like spending 1,000 credits for rumors is just establishing our own like rumored network. Like we got like
right. That's fair. That's fair.
Like I'm gonna buy you your monthly salary right now.
Right. That's fair.
So roll a d6. You want to get a 5 or above to get a rumor. You fail to do it. You spend your money around, but yeah, it's hard to find information. Now, what you do know is what the Starport Authority has provided you the Universal Planetary Profile. Another warning, and all of you would know this: those are not necessarily accurate or up to date. You might go there and it might have changed recently, or they just haven't bothered to update it at all. Institutions are not super reliable here. Okay. So, but yeah, you could infer what you wish from the UPP.
Okay.
All right. Will, before you head out, there is a kerfluffle, and 2 men sitting with the woman. One of them gets up, shoves the table back, and he is a grizzly man with a long coat and one eye, and he has greasy, like grayed haired and balding, and he stands up and he says, I think you best just give me that chip and walk on out of here. Admiral Solomon was planned all along. And he puts his hand on his hip and gets ready to draw it on a stranger across from him.
Is that, I don't know if we ever got it or if I just didn't make a note of it, the admiral who did a fine job on the our first landing where everyone got killed by their own folks. That wasn't Admiral Solomon by any chance, was it?
Yeah, it was.
It was?
If I'm remembering correctly, yeah.
Great. Well, definitely going to pay attention to that.
All right, what do you all do? Just watch?
I think G will like put a hand to his own, like, because the only gun he has is a shotgun, just in case. So if he'll put a hand. Just, I'm not sure where he would keep it anyway, but he would just like put his hand to his gun. Where
just have a shotgun in my coat. Yeah.
So he'll just reach under his coat, and yeah, because if bullets start flying, he's willing to start, but he's paying attention to, and he wants more information on like what's going on, because he mentioned the Admiral. And he wants more and more about the chip, but obviously, like, they're not probably going to be in a talkative mood. They're probably going to be looking for, like, an exchange or something. So, I think best thing to do is observe the situation. If it explodes, shoot, get it.
I got you.
Yeah.
All right. So, observe. So, he, the other person pushes the table back as well, stands up, tries to draw a weapon, and the man brings out his a revolver and just bores a hole in him, a smoking hole in him, and he slumps over dead. And then he holsters his revolver, goes over, kicks over the man so he's on his back, searches around on his jacket, and then goes over and pays for the damages at the bar, looks over at you all, and he says, "You look like a group getting ready to hitch a train out of here. Like a bunch of travelers, bunch of bums.
Space bums.
I could make it worth your while if you could hide me in a jump. I'll take low passage if you got it."
The ship will have low passage available, right?
Yes.
I don't mind the idea of getting this guy asleep and finding out what's going on.
Oh yeah, I'm leaning towards yes.
He will offer you 10,000 credits up front and 30,000 credits if you can hide him.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure we can hide him somewhere. There's
yeah.
there's got to be like an empty cabinet someplace we can cram him in.
Oh yeah, between the secondary and tertiary hulls, it's no problem.
Under the kitchen sink, yeah.
Yep.
Lead the way. Tell me when to come on board. And then get me in the freezer. And he's got some piece of data, like a data storage device that he's taken from this dead man. And otherwise, he follows you to the ship if you take the 10,000 credits. And then the bar goes back to doing its thing.
Is the security here as we get towards the ship? Last time we had the small problem of the exit fees not being paid, but is the overall level of security here about the same as when we came down, or is it more? You talked about it being more agile. Is it fairly easy for us just to walk up to the ship?
Right. G, do you all want to go to the ship?
Let's get to the ship and let's get this done.
Yeah.
Okay. You exit the bar and head toward the starport. And as you get closer to the starport, it becomes clear that, yes, you can pretty well just... there is a desk. They aren't paying attention, and they don't care about you. You can pretty well just walk to your ship at this point. This place has become much more lawless. You hear gunshots in the distance amongst the smog as you walk to the starport.
Just to be careful, I'm going to take my hat and put my hat on his head and then have him, I'm tired of wheeling around my tools all the time, have him push the tools on board, and we'll just have him act like the lackey for us.
He grunts. He says, "You'll wear an old man out. But
you got a strong back.
I might not wake up anyway, so don't
You're
worry."
the one who want to sneak out. I mean, like, you gotta hide somewhere.
This planet looks like it's coming apart at the heels.
All right.
Nah, it's working fine.
All right. You make it to the hangar. It's an open... I described this before, but it is simply an open tarmac. It's just open ground. The lights have been left on. You'll notice that the starport lights do not indicate the correct time of day or launch procedures for what's happening. It looks like somebody has just left them on and they're just vacant. Let me find that FTA2. And you find there on the tarmac the Coronet Fortune. And I'm wrong. It's a 200-ton A2. 200-ton A2. The Empress Marava style A2. And come up through the cargo deck's main ramp, and the crew assigned by the company for you is working on the cargo. They don't seem to notice you when you come in.
So obviously the first thing we gotta do is find if we can find a place to hide our new companion before the crew really asks any further questions. Can we make sure, like, nobody, like... Because I'm not sure about the crew, if they're gonna, like, speak word about this or anything, but just in case, yeah, just see if we can... Find we can, like, sneak around the... At least not announce our presence to the crew yet, just find, like, there's a place we can stuff our companion in.
Sure. Yeah, you look around, so that's a tricky thing, because so here you have an iris that opens, and down a hallway. The low berths are near the fuel processors. That is to say, the least important place. And then on the far side of that, there's the other cargo lock. So you could attempt to come in via the cargo lock if you could do it fast enough before they notice, and come around to the low berth. You're also going to, probably need to think about whether or not somebody's going to end up going in there. Yeah. I don't know. You tell me, given the situation. So let me describe some more things. You've got five crew members here. These are security. These are gunners, security. They're armed, and there are workers. And then you have somebody that has been setting up the bridge for your arrival. This is your, what is she called? Your ship steward, assigned by the company. She is also your handler, like you had last time. And then, yeah, you know the layout of the ship based on what you can see here. So, and what's not depicted here are a bunch of cargo boxes. I don't remember off the top of my head, but probably a good 50, 60 tons of cargo is in here right now. You notice that they are in military-style lockbox type, like tough box type things. They're not just mere cargo pallets.
Well, these guys were expecting a crew anyways. The fact that we've got one extra person who happens to be wearing my hat and pushing my toolbox doesn't look particularly strange to them, I don't think. We can just walk in.
They might have been alerted to like how many people we're supposed to bring, I think, because I think as they account for us, but they don't account like for any additional people, so they might ask questions about that. That's the thing.
What do you think, Emberson?
Oh god. I'm trying to think. God. I think they would probably know the amount of like crew they're expecting, not necessarily who it is. Have we worked with these people before?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No.
It is a good point that they do have like a contract that does have a ship's manifest. So you would need to pitch it, like say, "Hey, look, we hired somebody else." You could try that. To frame some options here, you could say, "Look, we hired this person. They're crew now. Get over it." And no, you haven't worked for Quantum Minerals before. You could try to hide him, and then seal off part of the ship and just say, "Look, don't go in there." That's another approach. Or you could be creative in how you hide him and say, "You don't get a low berth."
I wanted to put him in a crate.
Yeah, you could you go in a crate or something, and get creative on how you stuff him.
I think in this particular case, there probably isn't a whole lot of harm in just pulling this as we owe this guy a favor. He's called it in. He's here now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Like he's hitching a ride. He's paying for the ride. Isn't a problem. Yeah.
Does that sound okay, G? Captain G?
Yeah, because I figured like long run, like if we do hide them and somehow people find out about them, then that's a bigger situation. But if people actually know about them beforehand, they might be suspicious, maybe report something. But as long as we have it like, "Hey, look, he's this guy with us. It's on our payroll," or something like that, gave some type of excuse, we might be questioned about it. But that's probably lower risk than possible finding out. So I feel like that probably is the safer option.
Because we can put him on the manifest as a passenger under a different name, right?
You do whatever you want. Absolutely.
I'm more asking our captain.
Oh, sorry about that. I thought it was like asking about the fiction. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, we need a quick game for this guy. What do we call him? We don't even actually know his name technically. So.
Sparky.
Okay. So yeah, you go up to the crew chief. He is a short man who is extremely muscular to be so short, bald head, and he says, "Oh, hey there. You got Oh, did you hire somebody else at the bar?
Yeah, it's an old work partner of ours. We owed him a favor. He's an extra person. Don't worry about paying him. It's coming out of our pocket. So like we owe him something. He needs an extra job. Realize it's not part of the manifest, like part of the deal. Everything. Look, all you need to do is just pay us specifically. We'll handle giving him whatever. He's just here to help out.
Okay. Hey, look, you tell Susan about that. I don't know anything about that. Sounds good. My name's Clement, and welcome aboard the Coronet Fortune. She's a good ship. I took a look around. I'm going to trust her to keep us alive during jump, anyways. Susan, she's your steward, and she's up on the deck. We got all the cargo loaded, shored, and locked down. It's ready for departure. Oh, one other thing. They weird company rules here. The bridge crew, they don't want them handling cargo. Something about safety rules or something.
All right, thanks for the heads up. We'll make sure to keep note of that.
All right. Yeah, and then Susan is also, look, amicable. She's cheerful. She's got a clunky, huge CRT data pad, and she has been going around the bridge, checking all the systems for you. She still expects that you're going to do a pre-flight. The bridge has room for all of you, including Susan. You have all of the required crew. You have a medic. But that's one thing, Captain G. Of your core crew, among your paid crew members, what are your positions? So starting with navigator, who's the navigator?
I have Nav 1.
I guess that answers that. So Nardell, I'll put you in the navigator seat. Who's the pilot?
I pilot 1.
I reckon that answers that. Radamant Jones, I'll put you in the pilot seat. All right, and then we also need a ship's engineer. They will assign you one if you don't have one.
Closest thing I have to that is computer, but I'm not sure if I have any specific engineering skills.
All right, I will.
I have electronics. That's all I got.
If we've got the option, I'd rather have them assign us a navigator and let me take engineer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is old school enough that you go right back into the actual huge, ear-blasting, deafening, fluid-covered halls of the engine bay, of the gigantic J and M drive plants that are connected to the enormous fusion drive, and run everything from its power generation to gravimetrics to the strange technology of jumping. All right, so there's your spot. They will give you a navigator if you don't have one. Ticket, you can join on the jump seat here, and they will. Your friend will stick with you. Susan will actually say, "Oh, your friend. I don't know that we actually need any other spots. Are you a navigator or an engineer?" And he says, "Nope." And then she's sort of uncomfortable, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, but I don't know that we need any additional crew."
Look, so he's not really like specialized in like any like high level thing. It's more like we need like a quick hand, like a quick extra pair of hands, or like someone to like get on the jump of things. He's really good with that. But we're just doing this as a favor to him. But yeah, so don't worry about him too much. We'll be able, if there needs to be something he needs to fill in, we can be sure to like fit around somewhere. So again, apologize for like short notice and stuff, but it's like last minute, pulling the favor.
I see. Well, there's no jump seats in here. He gets up and he says, "That's all right. I'll find my own seat." And if you let him, he'll just walk off on his own.
No, we're swapping seats.
Oh, you're gonna go in the back? All right. Now you tell
Yeah,
him to stand.
I'm gonna let this guy sit down on the jump seat where people can keep an eye on him. And I'll go find somewhere else to
Okay. So
chill, I guess.
yeah. Emberson. Let's see. They will actually get on their seats in the laser turret bays. This is one of their standard operating procedures is on all departures and arrivals into atmosphere or jump, vac suit on and secured. And then so like the laser turrets have 2 seats each. Even though not all of them are trained gunners, your options that remain, there is a spare jump seat in the engineering bay, or you could go into one of the passenger decks on the upper floor and actually take a room. And those have fold-down seats where you can secure yourself.
No, I'll wander into engineering.
All right, you take a seat next to Nardell. Whoa! I did that.
Maybe not that far apart.
Oh, I see what happened. It seemed to select both of them. Okay, here we go. All right, and then you complete all of your departure checks, and everything looks good to Radamant. When you bring everything up, everything is working normally. Uh-oh, we lost somebody? No, okay. All right, as soon as you're ready, you are prepared for departure. You want to take it out, Radamant?
Yeah.
All right.
I will contact traffic control and inform them that we are taking off.
Okay. You do that. You can see there are multiple pillars of smoke of fires near the starport.
Oh.
A few flashes of gunfire nearby. There's burning barrels and a couple of burning vehicles on the roads in the starport. And as you enter the atmosphere, you exit all the smog that lay down beneath the towering high rises of Free City, and the glimmering lights of Free City begin to eventually come underneath you, and you find there's even another layer of smog that you're just breathing in down at Free City. Probably exists at something like 7,000 feet Earth pressure altitude. It's not a great place to breathe anyway, and so you're relieved to have standard atmosphere and standard pressure in the ship again. Nice, clean, recycled air again. And
how much of that do you think was our fault?
The bad air?
No, the lawlessness and gunfire. They were in a uneasy standoff when we got there.
I feel like that was always been like that. We just contributed with our stunt with the last job, but honestly, it's like escalating to that. Honestly, at that point, so I wouldn't put that on. Worst we did, we contributed to it. But I mean, like, what can we do?
Eventually, Free City shrinks over the next several hours as you make it to a safe jump distance away from Teunkum. Let me bring that up and check a couple of things. There we go. Safe jump distance from a gas giant. It takes you the better part of a day because of the gravitational well of Teunkum and all of its the planetary belt and etc. To clear all of that, you have to get out 10 million kilometers away. It takes 17 hours to do under thrust 1. which I'm pretty sure the A2 only does thrust 1. That's the case with most free traders. So should I already had that ready? Sorry. I will glance real quick, just in case it can do thrust 2. They're all under 200 ton, which has thrust 1, jump 1. Okay. So, you've got a long time. Let me zoom out on this one. And let me turn this up on my end. And let's see if anything happens. On the way out, you receive, it actually happens in the first 3 hours. You receive a distress signal. You could divert and add a few hours to round it out to 24 hours to try to investigate the distress signal if you wanted to.
I'm leaning towards no, because it might be a few hours, and we're probably not going to pay a lot for this thing, but the thing is, like, I just want to get this done as quickly as possible and figure out more about our friend. I feel like, yeah, the distress signal, not worth it.
Is this a thing of, like, you're obligated to if you see it, but sometimes you just kind of ignore it and pretend you didn't see it?
Yeah, you can always just do that. Yeah, you can just be... the thing is that they don't have the technology to track or know. They don't have all the IT we have. So nobody's going to know if you just let someone choke out here in silence.
Okay, so there isn't, like, an etiquette thing to this of, like...
But there's totally an etiquette thing. Like, a good person would go
so
and save...
it's very polite to do it, but we're busy merchants, so maybe we don't.
Yeah. I should, something I don't want to surprise you with, these companies are capricious, and if they can find a way to dock your pay, they will. Or to charge you things and give fees and so on and so forth. All right. G,
my personal vote is no. What does everyone else say?
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here.
I'm interested, but I'm not that interested.
Okay. And then on the...
I feel like we're already carrying enough interesting with us.
Should I be planning on mostly spending my time back in the engineering section? If so, I'm going to spend a lot of my time just double and triple checking everything. The guys said it was fine, but I've got a better eye.
Yeah, and actually, we can run through some of those checks. I actually think they're really interesting. Don't let me forget that. But you get out several more hours, and something happens, which will... something acts as a buoy. This could be a scout vessel or something like that to identify you. And then based on that, you actually get locked on by a different vessel that's outside your 150,000 kilometer range. As soon as that happens, it announces its presence. And then this kind of wolf pack of a scanner vessel disappears. As soon as they lock on, you know what they are. They are and they lock on with a beam laser weapon, and this is a 400-ton subsidized merchant. That means it's outfitted to attack like that. And then they stop and they don't lock on, and instead they take a vector that is not in the same direction that you're traveling.
That was the distress signal?
It was not the distress signal, but it occurred about 20,000 kilometers in the same direction of travel as you were going, away from the distress signal.
Huh. Just say, like, yeah, it's a good thing we didn't look into the stress signal then. None of our business.
And eventually it leaves your scope if you don't do anything with it.
It was either none of our business or free salvage.
That's day one. Now, on the first day, you said you check the engines. There's kind of a cool thing here. That is actually a check. It's just It's a check that you don't have to do unless there's something wrong. I'll actually, especially since someone is purchasing a starship, hypothetically, I'll say some of those out loud. Every week of operation in a Traveler week, when you make a jump, you make a drive failure check. However, this is a 13 plus roll. So long as you roll under a 13, you do not have a drive failure. I always have the engineer do this. You add +1 to your roll for unrefined fuel, and if you're not using an engineer or not trained, you add +1. And then per month past annual maintenance date not performed, you add +1. So if you don't have the money to fix your ship and you keep running out of money, you can spiral into drive failures.
Yeah.
Since I mentioned this, I'll also mention the navigator. It takes you 24 hours. So let's just assume that you set up a watch system where everybody can rest. Because when everybody jumps, everybody gets their vac suits back on. They get locked back into their harness at their stations. Is kind of what the company expects you to do. A missed jump roll, which is also 13 plus per jump. This is something you'll want to know, Radamant Jones. If you jump within 100 diameters of a world, you make this at a +5. If you're in an emergency and you got to do it within 10 diameters of a world, it's +10. And then if you, there's a couple other things like that. If you miss jump, you could randomly jump in the middle of black space. Usually a ship can not hold 2 jumps of fuel. They usually have like several weeks when they arrive, but not for a full second jump. So you got to hope that you can find a gas giant or you can scavenge something to get hydrogen. And then lastly, you could also just jump right into a star and just instantly destroy the ship. None of that happens and you don't have to roll because none of that's going on. But yeah, everything looks great. In fact, this ship actually looks properly maintained, unlike the last one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's a nice change of pace.
This is why they're not paying us that much. They put all their funds in the actual ship. We're just here to oversee the thing.
Is there anything else that anybody wants to do before you enter jump?
I want to just, in case something happens, I would like to have a good idea. I probably already do. I know these ships pretty well. I would like to have a place where I could stash somebody in case we're boarded. Tuck them in between hulls, underneath the compression plate, whatever it is. There's probably somewhere in there that I know better than most people about where we'd stick someone.
You just want to have that place ready?
I just want to think about it, make sure it's sort of open and ready to go. I've got a plate that I can slide over it so that no one can see it, that kind of thing. Just a backup plan.
There is a bay that you can do 2 things with. That's a trick. The creatures sometimes get stuck in this bay. You can pressurize it, but it's not usually pressurized. So it's not meant to be serviced from the inside. But if you actually crack open the airframe of the starship, you can either wear a mask, like oxygen, or you can try to pressurize that area that's serviced from the outside. It's for it is for one of the strut extensions for the landing gear.
Okay, that seems like a...
Do you want to crack it open and investigate it with an O2 mask or something? Do you have a rebreather mask?
Well, I've got the vac suit.
That's true. You have a vac suit. Okay. So you take the time to crack that open, and you actually find that someone has stashed goods there.
Oh.
These are in the same packages of the company. It looks like the company wanted to put something somewhere that people wouldn't find it.
Huh.
Well, they failed at that.
Well, let's seal that back up again for now, and that might come in handy later.
Okay. You do that. You seal it back up. You're certain that nobody would find your work here if they were to look. Okay. Let's see.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
A week passes.
Is that the Elite Dangerous jump?
It was.
A week passes, boringly, and you pop out of jump space. Here's where I would ask, what preparations have you made to exit jump, Captain G? Like I guess I should tell you the software that this ship has and just go over that real fast. That's not very fair, is it? I always use the defaults. So this is the free trader, 200 tons. It has power plant A, maneuver A, jump 1, 1G acceleration, 30 tons of fuel. It can do one jump essentially and then live for like 3 weeks or something and survive. It's got 2 pulse laser turrets with 2 other sandcaster turrets. It's actually pretty well armed. It is. It should tell me. Here it is. It has Model 1. Is the computer. So it has 2 that it can have in memory and 4. 4 in memory and 2 active software packages. It has a basic software package suite. So it has like maneuver. It has
like to imagine it was all loaded up off of big magnetic tape.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Trying to find there's a list. It's really simple. Maybe
just
I have
the R2D2 rewinding a VHS.
Yeah.
Where is the basic software package? Because you're going to need to choose what you want if you end up, if anything goes wrong. All right. Look in software list. It's got maneuver. It's got navigation, generate, and jump 1. So when you exit jump, you'll have, I'll assume that you take you have generate out, you have navigation and jump 1 in. So for the first round, if you wanted to have maneuver up, you'll have to put that in. Maneuver and yeah. And then you could like, well, I'll split this, especially for Radamant, Captain Jones here. The last captain that was a starship owner, what he would do is he would automatically load generate. And in the first round, he would automatically generate an emergency jump.
Yeah, okay.
So that's what he would do. And he would have maneuver up. He had a stronger software suite, so he would also have like auto evade, but you guys don't have that right
we
now.
don't have that.
Okay. So,
I would activate generate and jump.
You arrive about 6 or 7 hours out from the primary planet in the solar system, and you can see also the high port, which is your destination. This is probably further out, and this is like at the edge of your radar. You are probably 6 hours out from that. So let me see here. 6 hours. 5. I think I have this.
Oh, I have to
5.2 hours. Okay. So, let's see. If anything happens. I assume that you want to head towards your target, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, dokie. Interesting. That is a 9. Bountiful is a 8. Lord. Let me make sure I understand this correctly. Pretty sure that I think that's what that means. Okay. And then this. That's bad. This happens. You start heading towards your destination. From a different vector, a ship comes onto your radar. It is a 600-ton vessel. It is similarly armed to you. It demands that you shut down your engines and surrender your cargo. If you do that, you will have to pay for the full price of the ship and the cargo, because this is an extremely unfair, far future neo-capitalist world. What do you do, Captain G?
Pretty sure this ship is more expensive than anything we could afford put together, so I'm going to lean towards no.
All right. Your life over living in debt, eh?
I mean, we both armed. It's probably heavier, but
you have about 6.5 minutes before they bring their weapon systems online. Half the crew is probably asleep. So what do you do? You're on the bridge.
All right, I'll get to. Y'all just make sure just the main group knows about it. So Radamant, and the engineers. Sorry for getting people's names, but y'all get Nardale, Limperson, and just make sure everyone knows about it, and just let them know hey, we're being under attack. Wake everyone up, and just quick thing. I'll let them know. Yeah, they're asking us to pay for to hand over their cargo. We're probably gonna be liable for the ship. I don't want to pay for it. I think I lean more towards fight. What do you guys think?
All right.
Yeah.
All right. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Battle stations.
With red alert.
Okay.
We have gunners.
Everybody does so. Nice. Have lyrics. And then let's bring up the combat procedure.
Based on what I know from just ships in general, does this ship have better than a 1G M drive?
No. Worse, it cannot fire and evade and maneuver at the same time. It can only, so you basically can just trade licks. You have to have better software in order to be able to maneuver and be able to apply penalties and juke and stuff like that.
Do you think it's possible for me to go in, go back to the engine bay and bang on a few things and nudge a few things and get us from 1G to 1.05 Gs, just that little edge of extra distance that we'll put between them?
I don't think it would do any good, only because of the severe amount of distance and time. Because for them to come onto your radar like that, they are probably somewhere within 150,000 kilometers. So
yeah.
If I look at it, going 10,000 kilometers takes, it takes 33 minutes. So this is more like submarine warfare. So here you are.
And that's 33 minutes, assuming we were at the same vector.
That's right. Okay. So top of the round. Actually, let me bring it up here. All right, Intruder. I will actually say that you get the chance to fire first because they gave you the chance to surrender and you're like, nope, and you just brought your weapons up online and decided to fire. They gave you the chance and you decided to fire. So you will hit at a -1 because you're using pulse lasers. You have 2 pulse lasers. Alternately, you can choose to do something. Oh, I'll also say that each sandcaster has 5 canisters. You want to fire?
Yeah, might as well take the risk of doing some damage at least, because like we'll pay for like the ammo, sand canister, everything. But if we manage to like get away with just the repairs, everything, better than paying for the entire ship and cargo.
Okay. Also, I should say the first thing is, where do you want to move? Like, what vector do you want to? Do you want to be going away from them, toward them? Do you want to just shut down like where you're at and go drop anchors here? What do you want to try to do?
I think it's safer to try like just go away from them and just try like, hey, look, we're gonna keep going where we're going. We're gonna keep firing you. If you're gonna pursue us, we're gonna just keep firing back. So
yeah, and that makes sense.
Going on our way.
They're at the edge of your radar. So like, and they are not a military starship. So okay. So and then the next one is laser fire. So you have 2 pulse lasers. Think it. You want to do the honors? 2 pulse laser fire shots. It'd be 2d6 minus 1 to get an 8. This would be the NPCs are in the bays for these pulse lasers. Oh, you're muted. How about you, Captain? You want to throw the 2d6s?
I can do that. Yep. Let me just get the. All right. Come on. Oh!
All right. Let's see how the second one goes. Go ahead and check it out.
All right. So just roll 2d6 minus 1 again.
Mm-hmm. You get an 8.
Okay. Here we go. Oh.
Nice.
Okay, no, just barely.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. 1 hits. Roll 2d6 again to determine its hit location. You got
9.
9. You hit their computer system.
Oh.
Actually, I have to look this up and see what it does to them.
Oh, jeez.
Starship combat is gruesome. It's like The Expanse.
Yeah.
You're just going to rip each other apart, and yeah, it's not like Star Wars.
Unless you had like, what is it like? Some of the ships have nuclear dampeners and stuff, and sandcasters and whatnot.
You guys have sandcasters, so you'll get a chance to do that in a second, and they might be able to do it next time. Damage definitions on the computer. Each hit on the computer increases its chance of malfunctioning. The basic throw for a computer to operate is 1+, indicating extreme reliability. Each hit serves as a -1, so you hit at -1. Thus, after 3 hits. So, I'm going to do this in the open. Your characters would not know this, but you hit their computers, and their computer specialist on board is going to desperately try to salvage their computer system. If they fail, their computer will fail, and that means their software fails. So if they
time missed something interesting.
Yeah, if they get snake eyes, their computer's shut out from under them. They do not this time. Okay, so he manages to patch up the computer system. All right, the next thing is native laser return fire. They're going to get a chance to hit you likewise. Misses.
Ooh.
Okay. All right, and then intruder ordnance launch. Now here you have a chance, if you want, to launch one of your sand canisters. What a sand canister does is it gives obscuring sand to laser, and it makes their laser fire the next round hit at -3. It's actually at their distance. It's actually
Will it affect our 2 hit?
No.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Will it affect us though?
Your
To fire
PDC.
through it.
No. Yeah, because you're going to be trading these things back and forth, and from where you are, and you're going to be throwing this stuff up, and then and getting to another place, and so on and so forth. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I'll look at it.
I don't think it does.
Honestly, they have more lasers than us, and we are they? Do we know at this point they're closing in on us, or they're faster than us, or they're closing distance?
They are closing distance, but it will take them. Actually, no. They are matching V, so you guys are both at thrust 1. And at this rate, if they don't slow down, they're going to drop off radar, and you're both going to be out of combat. And likewise, if they, so they're just at the edge of your radar, and they're same speed. Sorry, same velocity. Okay, yeah. Do you want to launch? You have 2 sand canisters you could launch. It will put their missile fire at that range at -6 to hit.
I feel like that's worth it if, like, because even if we're not going to outrun them, maybe, they have probably more weapons than us, so I feel like it's worth it to throw out the sand.
All right, you throw sand. I will, actually, if anybody wants to look that up and check me on the sand canister thing, if it obscures your own fire. I don't see anything that says that it does that. So, all right. Back to them, they also have sand, and they will also do that.
All right.
Yeah, and they can do that because they can fire it where they want it. Okay. Intruder, once again. So, do you want to do anything else? 13 minutes has passed. No, 6.5 minutes have passed. Is there anything that you want to do other than shooting?
If we use, like, a different software to just try to, like, get ahead of them, would be able to move faster than them, or do we have anything, like, on our ship that allows us to get the extra speed?
No.
If that's the case, I feel like our best option is keep our vector go the position where it's going and just keep firing. Like, it's a prolonged exchange, but honestly, like, if they're not giving up, then we need to, like, just keep blasting them, essentially, even our...
It won't be very prolonged. It's amazing that it's been this prolonged, actually. All right, fire again. This time, how about Radamant Jones? You wanna give it a try?
Oh gosh. Okay.
Were you the one they fired as gunner last time? It's 2d6. You chuck 2 of them. Oh,
Yeah.
Now you're fired.
That's-
Look at that.
that's
Oh
good.
no. Oh no.
All right, fire the other 2d6. See, maybe I shouldn't be doing this.
Oh no.
Quickly finding out why you were fired as gunner.
Right?
All right. The thing is, all right, actually, let's go ahead and resolve a couple of things here. All right. Do you want to go ahead and resolve up to your sand canisters being exhausted? That's my question. It's like, here you are, let me do the math just off the top of my head. So you're several rounds. You are not going to make it to the planet from where you are. This is a really rough place to ambush somebody without anybody out here. So, do you want to just keep obscuring sand while you have it and expend it?
I mean, there's really no point to hold it on for later, because if they knock us out or, like, damage us, there was, like, it's not going to be used anyway. So,
Right.
if there's any chance for us to, any chance of, like, helping our, like, get away, or just any chance of dealing damage to them, probably feels like it's...
Captain G, here's what I want you to do. I want you to roll 2d6 together 9 times. I'm sorry. No. 8 times.
Okay. I think I want to see if there's, like, a macro I can do, but I'm just going to do it 8 times, so let's go ahead, Okay. 1. Okay.
Is it minus
2.
6? You're going to have to get a 12, basically. I'm just going to see
3.
if you get a 12.
4. 5.
Close.
6. 7. 8.
Okay. I'm going to see if they get a 12. If I can get rid of these dice here. That was close. That was close.
Cool.
Only one of these things has to hit, and then that's it. Like,
Oh.
usually, I think that's okay. All right. So, all right, you are out of sand canisters. So, roll to hit.
Oh boy. So same as usual, 2d6 minus 1.
That's right. You get an 8.
Okay.
Yep, twice.
Yeah, twice.
Okay.
That's right.
No. Come on. Oh, what? No. Yeah, no.
That's close.
Oh, wait. Oop.
Okay. Again.
Okay, again.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you are out in the black. Like there's
Oh,
no
boy.
ships. You're too far away from everything.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Oh,
Oh no.
Oh, yeah. No.
oh,
Oh no.
oh, they got us. We're dead.
We're giving her all she's got, Captain.
A 7. It hits the hull.
Okay. What does that do?
Like
gonna
all of a sudden the
depressurize
ship, the ship
probably.
shakes, and all of a sudden, and you're stuck up against your seat, and like anything loose just goes whipping out the door. Anything that's been left open just flies open. Your vac suit fogs up for a second, and then your vac suit clears it, and you hear this. Here. This is all you can hear, and it's even hard to hear the ship's comms now. And it just sounds like, as far as inside of your vac suit, it sounds so calm, and then there's just whirls of smoke and sparks and stuff flying, and it's just quiet. And things are whipping nearby at like bullet speed. Yeah, the ship has been ripped open, and it's losing pressure, and it's depressurized. A hull hit decompresses the ship's hull.
Do we know where it's been hit?
I'm sorry, you didn't say you put your vac suits on.
Oh no.
I won't be a pedant this time, but you definitely have to tell me this is how I want to prepare for this situation.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
To be fair,
I'll say
like
that you
you're
got
just,
your
like-
vac suits on, and that you have your weapons with you, and that everybody's. You did say go to your station, so
Yeah.
okay. So there you are. Okay, so that's what you see, and all right. You want to try to hit him again?
We fire until
This
it
could be
works,
it.
or until
This
I
could be
get
it, y'all.
I get some type of word where here's like, let's just do it.
This could be the end of Radamant Jones and his 40 million credits that he's packing around
No.
trying to get a starship.
Alright.
No
We're going to be the
miss
ones with a distress signal.
All right, here we go. Come on. Oh,
Hey.
That hits. All right, you got
Alright.
one more. Go ahead and do the second
one
one.
more,
too.
one more.
Hey.
Yes!
Okay. All right, roll 2d6 twice.
Okay, first one. Oh, hold on, it did not. Hold on, let me see. Dang it, it's not letting me. Let me do it.
A 6.
All right, first
is,
one and the second one.
A 7. You knock out their hull, and this is really interesting. When you Swiss cheese the hull, it no longer matters. This is just taking out skin. So you can tell that their hull gets ripped up. They're going to get to return fire.
Well, I made sure let them know how it feels.
That one misses. And it misses. Okay, go ahead. Go again. You
All right,
want to do
I'm-
this one?
What did our second hit do? We had two hits.
It hit the hole again. So at this point, anytime you hit the hole, it no longer matters. You're just Swiss cheesing.
You're just like
skin.
Swiss cheesing
Yeah.
guys. Yeah.
What did you say before that, Rose?
You want to chuck a 2d6 a couple times?
Sure. Just 2d6?
Mm-hmm. -1 to get it.
Twice.
Twice, yeah.
-1. Okay.
Yep, that misses.
That's it.
Hey.
Yeah,
Hits.
that's it.
No? Yes,
Yeah?
that's right. Yeah, that hits.
Yep.
Awesome. Roll 2d6. You're wanting a 12. You got a 5.
Whoa.
This is interesting. You hit their fuel tank. Their fuel tank is punctured. It releases 10 tons of fuel. They start leaking fuel. Remaining fuel less than is required jump. The vessel may not make a jump. While fuel is counted, the vessel may not use its maneuver drive or fire its lasers. I'm going to sufficient fuel hits have been inflicted. Okay, so it's down to 10. So if it gets hit like 2 more times, it's not going to really be able to maneuver with the fuel it has. Okay.
Did I just hear it can't use its lasers?
If it runs out of fuel, so they have 30 tons local, and they just lost 10 tons. If they get hit twice, they'll be dead in the water. They miss. All right, Jeff, you want to do this one? Or sorry,
Fire.
Nardell.
Yep.
Nice.
Hey.
Ooh.
And let me do that again.
Yep.
Hey.
Nice. All right, 2d6 twice. You got a 7
That's the whole thing, isn't it?
and
Is
a
it?
10. You take out one of their turrets. They are no longer able to hit you with one of, so they only have one turret left. At this point, I'm actually going to like do a morale check. Yeah. Okay.
Isn't that 7 hitting the... Oh, no, never mind.
If you let them, they actually drop the V starts to drop their acceleration, and they immediately start drifting, and you notice that they're turning and going the opposite direction.
What do you think?
You can turn around and come about and just keep trading licks with their one laser, and you can come up and just take all their stuff if you want.
I'd be cool with that.
You were already going to pay for the damage to this ship. To note.
You know what?
So.
Why should we pay for it? No, they ambushed us. They pay. No, we're. So I'm up for chasing them down.
At this point, I think chasing them's a minor inconvenience, so
Yeah.
I'm good with it.
Well, they only have to get a 12 once. And then this is over. This is actually the most protracted classic Traveler space battle I've ever seen.
We only have to get a 12 once.
Yeah, that's right.
That's absolutely true. Okay.
We have 2 lasers. They only have 1.
That
Now-
or we hit their fuel tank twice more.
They used their
Yeah.
turn to like flee. I don't think this is overly generous to say that was it. And then you guys come about, you can fire again. So you can fire twice. Going around the table here, Captain G, if you want to fire.
All right. Hopefully this will be the final blow. Hopefully, let's go. Nope.
Yeah.
All right. They only give
Well,
it
we're
once.
gonna make you guys pay one way or the other.
An 8 misses. Radamant, you're up.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, that's a good start.
Well,
All right.
okay, 2d6. Or I get to fire.
One more time, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. All
Yep.
right. Yeah.
All right.
Roll 2d6.
2d6.
twice. Ooh. And a 7. All right. Well, the 7 is uninteresting because you're just Swiss cheesing their hull. But the 2, it says you have hit their power plant.
Ooh.
Each hit achieves reduces its classification. So it goes from a power plant that they're already operating at like their optimum power to try to flee. So what happens is they don't flee. That's what happens that time. Otherwise, they get to fire back and they hit.
Oof. No, we're dead.
You do not want to get a 12. They hit your maneuver drive. You might
That's a
be-
3, isn't it? Isn't that a jump, not maneuver?
I'm seeing 3 as maneuver on the starship.
All right.
All right, maneuver drive. Let's see. Yeah, the drive. Okay, so your maneuver drive, you basically match V. So instead of them drifting towards you, your maneuver drive is degraded. All right. Next is Nardell.
Oh, where did that go? Didn't
That's
go anywhere.
interesting. Yeah, I didn't see it either. That's weird.
Yeah. Try to.
Oh, you know what I did? That's what I did wrong. Hold on. There we go.
There we go.
Oof. And
Hey.
Oh.
Right. Five. You hit their fuel again. They are now down to 10 tons. If you hit it again, they will be dead in the water. Okay, they get the fire back. And they miss. All right. Emberson.
2d6 minus 1?
Yeah, twice.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, they fire back.
Well, fuck me, I guess.
And they miss. And let's see, back to Captain G.
Oh, jeez.
Misses. This is actually
Hey.
Finally
Yeah.
got it. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Come on. Give me something here.
8.
Is that all?
You hit their hold.
Oh!
They are full of stolen cargo, which starts to drift in space.
Nice.
This is somewhat unfortunate because some of the
We
cargo,
kind of wanted that.
yeah, it destroys 10 tons of it, and it's
Oh.
now floating, and you'll have to EVA if you want to get it. That's unfortunate. At this point, they contact you and they say, "Hey, look, it's no hard feelings. Like we can end this right here. No big deal. Let's just we won't report you. We'll just scrub the transponder. It's no big deal. I mean, you attacked us, and we won't send a signal right now. It's no big deal.
What's this guy smoking?
The
Is he
signal,
smoking
it'll get
the Weegoy?
the signal's going to get the payday that you're attacking us here in the next couple hours if we send it out right now. So just let us go and we won't send the signal. No harm, no foul.
This guy's smoking the Weegoy.
Okay. At
I
this
saw-
point, I'm kind of either way. So I, the rest of the group's like, okay, so what does everyone else think? Because at this point, I feel like somewhat of a lost cause. I mean, like, we could get something out of their ship if we knock them out, but we could be at this for a while. Do we want to just get on with our job, or how do we
Yeah.
feel?
You will have to pay for all the damage, and it's substantial. It'd be 30, 40, 50,000 credits, something like that.
Oh, well, that's nothing.
Can we hit the hey, we're being fired upon button and then keep firing on them?
Of course, your choice.
I mean, we could get their cargo, too, then drifting out.
Because
Might
if
as
they're
well-
saying, hey, we're going to alert the authorities about this, like, okay, we're going to alert the authorities first and kill them.
This is literally just a we're telling mom contest. Or we're going to tell mom.
All right. Yeah. So Captain G, here's some options. Try to talk it out with them, agree to them, or screw you. I'm taking all your stuff. That screw you could be you lower your power down and give me your stuff right now. That could be what that sounds like. So there's some options. What do you want to do, Captain G?
At that point, I'd be like, look, you're the guys who attacked us in the first place. You're the one who's costing us money. We're not going to be paid for this job. Screw you. Lower your shields. Give us your stuff or we blow more of your stuff. Get something out of it.
All right. What's your social?
Not good. It is... Let me double check. 3.
Okay. I think that's fine, actually. Just roll a 2d6, and this would be... I would roll this. This is their reaction roll. So you want to get high. You
All
wanna
right.
get 7 or above is what you want.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
Nice.
They don't want to die today, and they are terrified, and so they shut down their engines and they comply, and they allow you to come about for the remaining 20 tons of cargo. You come about, and they are at your mercy. On the way there, you are running out of air. This is something where Nardell, your mechanic 3, this is your day. This is where Mechanic 3 is needed. Okay.
Can I get to wherever the hole in the hull is and start to work on that?
Yeah. Help me out here. Did you guys just hit their hole 3 times, or did they hit your hole more than once? I don't think
I think we hit the hole more times to them. I think they hit ours, I think, once or twice.
They hit us just once.
Just once.
Okay.
If they just hit you once, Nardell, with your Mechanic 3, you're able to identify it and patch it. You don't have to roll.
Yeah.
They hit our M drive too, which.
Yeah, I'll look at that next.
Yeah. Actually, you start looking at the M drive. The M drive is going to need serious maintenance. You will have to, it will slow you down making it for your payment. And you already know that you're not going to get paid for this job. Like that. In fact, you're going to be paying for the loss of, this is normal, believe it or not. Losing money is something that could happen. And going in debt and stuff. But yeah, this is going to have to be docked at Bountiful, and it's going to have to go under heavy maintenance. You're definitely not going to be able to patch that here. And it's going to take longer, and I'm going to take a look and see what that does in a second. But anyways, you come abeam this vessel. This vessel is a retrofitted subsidized liner. It's 600 tons, and they are at your mercy. There are probably 36 crew members on board. They have 20 tons of cargo, they report, and 10 tons floating. I'm sorry, 10 tons destroyed. Let's say another 10 tons floating if you want to EVA for it, and then 10 tons of cargo that you can just take.
Can we make them EVA for it?
You could do that.
I feel
what
like
level of petty do we want to be?
For the just for like the floating cargo, I feel like we're already not getting paid for this job anyway. Might as well get whatever we can to salvage something out of this.
I mean, we're getting the money from that guy.
Let me frame some options, just so we have some left or right limits. You can scuttle this ship and kill everybody on board. You could kill everybody on board and take the ship and steal it, and then sell it in a black market. You could, it'll make you a criminal, but you'd have a lot of money. You could steal all their fuel and then either sell the fuel or use it and all their cargo, and they will probably die out here. You will not be a criminal if you do that, because they're not going to know, no one's going to care, and they're not going to believe them. And they'll be dead anyway by the time they get here. So you could be capricious and evil and just shut their air off and let them die, and dead men tell no tales. You could force them into service and turn them in and see if any of them have bounties. You could, that comes with the complication of having people on board and maybe they don't have bounties, and then maybe you get lawyers and stuff. You could just take their cargo and let them drift out here. Or you could be a good guy and set out a buoy and a signal and report their location and have a search and rescue team come and help them.
I have a weird question. Would one of their M drives fit our ship?
No, as a matter of fact. However, you can absolutely, if you could get this thing to a black market, you could strip it. Or more to maybe...
I was more thinking save on repair costs.
More to the point of your question, maybe you could also just strip the ship of anything useful and then let them perish out here and sell items, or, you know. This company's not going to let you jury rig their ship, but you could take things that are valuable off theirs and strip it bare.
How is Susan doing? Like, what is her response to all this?
She is not. This is why they hire you. She is not a traveler. So she is horrified. She assumes that you know what you're doing.
Okay.
She thanks you because she assumes that you saved your life. You know, which you did. You know. Like,
oh yeah. No, we were entirely doing for that. Yeah, no,
in a
your
very
life was
loose
our first
definition.
concern. Top of our list. But yeah, as far as like options, yeah, I don't feel like calling out for a buoy and having a search and rescue operation. But as far as
Take cargo
obviously
and ship weapon?
taking their stuff, everything. But as far as leaving these guys to die, I'm halfway between that either way. But
Well,
How much of a pain in the ass would it be to black market this?
You would have to bring it on the ship, get it down to Bountiful, cache it, and then find or pay for a ship to bring it to a black market. But we're talking about very expensive items, like a jump drive and stuff like that that's operable, or portions of a ship can be millions of credits.
We'd have to get a 600-ton vessel on top of our own with half of a working M drive to Bountiful.
What you'd do is you'd take 1 or 2 days, and you'd have to kill everybody because they're not going to let you do this. They'll fight for their life, and then you would strip it off the ship and put it in the cargo bay. So it's a scuttle option. I'm going to rip everything valuable off the floorboards and leave you.
So yeah, G is good with either one of these, honestly. So it's more for calling for a vote of who agrees to.
Dude, you're the captain. There's no vote.
Man, this is why I was demoted from the military. I wasn't very good at captain. I did get that rank though, but
my suggestion is take their cargo and their last remaining ship weapon, that laser turret, just so they can't shoot at us, and cripple their jump drive and just let them limp home.
I should note, a dual laser turret with Sandcaster will fit on a free trader that Radamant Jones buys. It will save you about 5 million credits, and they don't come standard. You will have to find a chop shop willing to do the work for you, but you could stow.
If we cripple their ship, and like not to the point of in operation, but just
so you don't kill them.
Just leave them enough to limp home. How long would that take for them to get back? I mean, not for us to cripple it.
A few days.
Okay, so we'd beat them there, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think about that, Captain G? Rip their weapons off. That's kind of justice in a way, anyway.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Actually, one of them is destroyed.
I'd say take both of them, but the other one's fucked. So.
Yeah, so you only have one.
Oh yeah, sure.
You can either black market it later or give it to Captain Jones for his ship. Okay.
Either way, it's a good chunk of money.
This is going to take a day and a half to do, though. Do you want to take the time to do it? Susan will protest, but you are already not getting paid, and you're getting fined for the damage of the ship.
Take their cargo and their weapon, yeah.
I feel like for the purposes of getting, especially for, I think G's interested in seeing one of our other characters in the crew getting a ship. I feel like the purpose of that is, even if we get docked more, is probably, less expensive buying, a whole brand new set of, gear, everything for the ship. Also, just ripping this one off and using that, so it'll save a lot more in the long term. So, he's willing to take the time, and, we're already not getting paid. We might get docked more, but screw it. Let's take everything we can salvage, and just rip this off and just get these guys off.
Eight.
I will be right back really quickly. Sorry.
On the next day, as you tie up these other crew members, a passing ship comes into your radar. This is a 400-ton merchant ship. It hails you and shuts its engines down, and it says, "Pirate trader, please do not fire on us. We'll give you our cargo. Please don't fire on us."
So Captain G will get on the communications and say, do not worry about your cargo, everything. Apologies for miscommunication here. This is just act of self-defense. We're just dealing with some pirates ourselves. We have no business with you. Just go on your way, and we'll be out our way. Don't worry about us. And just he's basically trying to
yeah. Okay.
Just
he says, Yeah. Whatever you said. Whatever you say. Just okay. Thanks. And then, like they leave your radar range and they take a vector that will get you out of their radar range as fast as possible. And they disappear into the black. And you get your 2 tons of cargo. Let's find out what the cargo is. 20 tons.
It was 20 tons.
Yeah,
Right.
let's see if it's something really valuable or not. This is always fun to me. You find 20 tons of... Yeah, 10 tons was destroyed. Of steel. 20 tons of steel. It is usually worth about 500 credits per ton as a base price.
All right.
All right. G, could you take a note of that?
Yep.
20 tons of steel. Okay. All right. So, and you get the pulse laser and sandcaster. It has 3 sandcaster canisters in it. And
While we're stripping that and moving stuff around, and the cargo bay is in an uproar, I'm going to go back into that secret that hidden panel, pull it open, and pull out that stuff and get it stowed like in and around the pulse laser, so that when we offload, it just comes out with us.
roll 2d6 to get under your endurance.
Oh, well, can I ask somebody to help?
No, it's for a different reason. Wait, you're in your vac suit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, actually, yeah, you probably still need to do this. Is that under your endurance?
Yeah. Oh, my endurance is 4. Everything is under my endurance.
So you did not roll under your endurance. Okay.
Yeah.
So, you get dizzy after, and how would you notice this? I don't think you would. I don't. I think your nose maybe starts bleeding. This is
Notice when when the blood starts hitting the inside of my visor.
Yeah, and that's pretty bad because this is raw radioactive material. They are.
Oh, geez.
They are. They are smuggling. Quantum Minerals is, and this is an illegal shipment. These are very valuable. This is about a ton that has been stashed in here of radioactives. Radioactives are the most valuable cargo in the game. It also don't feel good.
Yeah.
And you are now sick, and you are going to need medical care pretty badly.
Ooh.
Do we have a medic?
No.
G has medic 1, but I don't think that covers radiation sickness.
You need either a medic 3, which is a doctor, or you need to go to a hospital, or you will start perishing slowly.
All right, well, let's get out of here.
You know, I'm glad that I didn't volunteer to help you with this because my endurance is 2.
What do you do with the radioactive material? Like, what do you do with this knowledge?
Well,
Find a lead-lined container, hopefully.
well, yeah. I mean, what had I gotten done before I started to notice this? Like,
As much as you want.
Well,
Yeah, and then afterwards, I mean, just because you have radiation sickness doesn't mean you can't do stuff. You could, and you have mechanic 3. You want to put it in a lead container? You got it. You can do that.
all right. Well, if I can rig up a lead container, let's do that then.
All right. Yeah, you do that. What do you want to do with it? Like, what's your goal, your intention?
I mean, like with almost everything else, we're either going to sell it or use it. And I wanted to.
That's why you're putting it with the gun.
Right.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, you do that. What do you tell everybody else?
The only one I tell is G. I get him alone. I mention the fact that I happen to be bleeding from orifices, but we might have something cool. Just be cool about it.
Okay, G will be cool. not knowing like what that means but.
Okay, you come on approach finally into Payday Startown, Highport. Bountiful Payday. Now, let's see here.
Oh Jesus! I just looked at the trade chart.
Yeah, it's a lot of money for a radioactive
That is
for
so-
1 ton. So, yeah, you make it to Payday, and Susan is like really congenial. She's like, she feels like you saved her life. The crew is really happy, but you already know that, you know, under the contract, they're going to charge you for the ship and for the damages. From Payday, I can describe what you have here. Oh, you still need to hand off the stuff,
All right, the
actual cargo.
yeah, the
Now, at this point, I think something rather obvious happens. I'm not being a pedant here. I think this makes sense. They crack open the thing where they hid the thing and find it missing, and they're like, and so they come out onto the cargo deck with weapons drawn, and they're just like, and this is Clement, who's obviously the actual handler for the company, and he's like, looks like you found our little secret. There are 5.
I feel like that makes us even.
Well, that's only true if someone lives to talk about it. They're all nervously.
Y'all got secrets?
They're all nervously thumbing the, the trigger wells on their weapons.
Let me just check something here. So for everything else that I don't have, for whatever reason, I came from a good family, a powerful family. I have a social standing of 10, and I want to lean into that in terms of, we're fine, but if you want to get the family involved, that's fine. That sort of talk. I want to sort of make it sound like it's better to let this go than to make bigger enemies than us. I haven't really worked out the backstory, or I can give you more than that, but
That's our company property, so I understand that you'll need to leave it here in the cargo bay, and help us hand it off. That's the terms of the contract.
well, if nobody else really knows about it, I guess I show them to where it is and say, but you get it off the damn ship. It wasn't part of what we were going to unload anyways.
All right. Do you all?
Do you take your box back?
What's that?
Do you take the lead line box back?
Well, I'll let them keep the lead box.
I
as,
mean,
part
to be
of the
fair, I
deal.
think the lead box kind of drew with the stuff inside, so they would be pedantic. But I was like, nah, that's our
Do they?
lead.
Do you finish the contract out, or do you? And the difference is basically you'll stay on good terms. Believe it or not, like they don't mind you being in debt to them. Like like this happens, right?
Wonder why.
This is a brutal place, so you can be on good terms with the company, or you can just dump them and you'd be like, I don't care, write me off. That'd be the second company you've done that to.
Yeah, we don't need that kind of smoke, I don't think.
At that point, you're getting the reputation.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to keep up the habit of dumping companies, because at that point, well, we're going to have nobody to work with at that point. So I mean, like,
Yeah.
if they're, as long as they're like jovial about it and hey, like we took our licks, we got our stuff, then might as well get good terms with somebody at least,
Bountiful, Payday is a starport that specializes in entertainment and shopping. However, they somehow managed to find the one scummy warehouse in the whole place. That's your sort of place. So, you go to the handoff location, bring the cargo, and they pay to avoid fees and scrutiny in leaving the starport. And there are a group of guards from another company that basically they are about to hand this off to the broker, and a different group shows up with a different cargo. And this guy has arranged dual meetings in the same place with illegal handoffs. Now there are two companies that know that they're doing illegal dealings with this broker. At this, Clement, once again, they draw weapons on each other, and there's a standoff. Does that make sense? That's a little convoluted. Basically,
Yeah.
You come here to do this handoff. Let me put a little broker guy down here.
Oof.
And then like this dummy has scheduled this handoff with another company doing a handoff at the same time in the same place, or they've messed it up somehow. So now there are two companies. You find that this is StellarNet Mining Company, and you are working for Quantum Minerals, and they're both selling smuggled goods to a broker, and they both know that they're breaking the law.
Space Tom Selleck.
And they draw their weapons on each other. Likewise, this is information that the other side cannot have. What do you do?
Is this going to be a situation where one side leaves and the other one leaves in boxes?
It's not sure. It's not clear to you yet. That could happen though. But what do you all do?
To me, it feels like we're already not getting paid. We're not in this. I feel like
It's
we
like
should
dive.
look.
Just dive.
Yeah,
out of here?
honestly, just let's not be involved in
Okay.
this.
So, let's describe that part.
A
Quick
quick.
duck behind a bush.
I probably most of us have a sidearm of some sort. They're not paying attention to us. Fire the weapon into the air. Let whoever figures the gun was fired first. Let them work it out, and then we'll see where we are in a minute's time.
You guys have sidearms?
I have a gun. I have a pistol.
And Captain G has a shotgun. He doesn't want to use it here, but
Okay. Yeah, so you see this happening, Nardell, you make the decision to just like and like set this off, and there's just bloodshed immediately, and you guys all dive to the side. You are in the absolute pit of this place where you find yourselves making these kinds of deals. And a shootout ensues, essentially. The broker is gunned down immediately.
Oh, great.
yeah.
No, Space Tom Selleck.
I was thinking more like
You
the guy from
didn't
Star
like him so
Wars.
much when his name was Paco.
Oh, yeah. Paco, no. Oh, wait. What's it? It's Paco.
Actually, miss Paco.
Paco, no! I'll never hear the sweet dulcet tones of your guitar
A
again.
group of gangers on air raft. What do you call them? Like air bikes.
Grab bikes.
Grab bikes. They swoop into this chaos, and if you can get away will all depend on how everyone feels about you right now. You're able to you're able to just walk away and not look back if you want.
I think that's a good idea.
Yep. Nope.
Like-
This stuff is clearly too hot for us. Let's just let's cut it off.
I was willing to chill and see if they'd both sides killed each other, but as soon as that third party showed up,
You're like automatic
Well, I mean,
weapons fired.
our last job ended with us firing a sandcaster and setting off a riot that may still be killing people on the previous planet. I figured, well, we showed up here. I might as well set off another riot.
Right, another gang war.
at least this one's a lot more localized.
Oh, true, yeah. I mean, it's between criminals.
Okay.
Well, we'll see what it's like when we go to leave.
You met your contract. Who knows what's going to happen, but nothing can be said of Clement with regard to you not meeting your end of the deal. So,
I mean, he already paid us, I think, 10,000 credits, so I feel like we got something out of it. I don't know, I mean...
Now, I'm not going to end on payday. Instead, you're going to take a shuttle down to Bountiful. Bountiful is...
Now, we've kind of forgot somebody.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we just forgot
about
yeah,
that. Actually, let's start back on payday for a second. He's been with you the whole time. He stayed by your side in the gunfight. He took his weapon out just like you did, and then he stuck with you. And so here you are in the streets of Payday. In a second, we're going to take a shuttle down to the planet because Radamant wants to go to Gearlight because you said you wanted to come here to look for a starship.
Yeah.
In the meantime, he says, I didn't think I'd make it this far. I guess I'm cursed to live a little bit longer. But I reckon I owe you something. And he's good on his word. And he takes out, was it 30,000 credits? There's 40,000 total.
Yeah.
Yep.
He says, my name is Marlowe. If I don't have anything else left and I don't make it any further, you could draw that somewhere. I think they're going to try to hunt me down.
Who's hunting you?
The feds.
Oh no.
For what I got on this this data here, it was all a setup. All of
What do
it.
you need to get the data
to? He says, well, I heard about this group, but they're about jump 6 from here. So they're a long ways out, away from any trade lanes. Ain't no money to be made, and I ain't got no more money to give. Heard about a planet long ways away from here. Out on the edge of the sector, borders the next subsector, called Numina.
Wait, he knows he's being hunted?
He expects to be.
Okay.
I mean, he took that chip.
Yeah, and he killed a Federation agent in cold blood and took a chip away from him. I don't suggest you boys get involved in this business.
Well, depending on... I don't have to tell him this, but depending on what ship we end up with and the type of drive we end up with, that could be doable for us. And I think that ship that he just took is about our shared traumatic experience in friendly fire. I wouldn't mind knowing what the hell happened.
Yeah, true.
Well, if you will take on a passenger, I can pay that much. Not low passage if we could help it.
I think we could do that.
Then I'll hang around.
All right.
All right. You go down to the surface. This planet is hellish. That's why it's low law, low tech. It is actually, I could look at the details here. It is the actual primary world is dense, tainted, 50% water, only a few thousand people, energy weapons prohibited. So I don't know. I might have had the wrong UPP on there. It's A77532C1.
32C1, yeah.
So medium, dense, tainted, 50%, charismatic oligarchy. But anyways, you find far less of that down here. On the dark side of the planet is an old used starship yard by Gearlight Incorporated. And there is a man here, a used starship salesman, Radamant Jones, and he's eager to show you around his starships. He's like, yes, sir, I have got some. I've got some. If you are a free trader, boy, have I got some on the lot for you, sir. You are going to be happy. I assure you.
Oh, I'm sure I will.
He has a 200 ton. Its recent name that its transponder held was the Rusty Nomad. And it is rusty. He will give it to you for a 3.2 million down payment. It does not look in excellent condition.
Okay.
It has a regular. It's about half price of the total price of a 200 ton free trader.
Right.
So you'd have to pay. It's something like, off the top of my head, it was something like 100,000 credits per month.
Okay.
And I would track that. Yeah, but it looks kind of dinged up and dingy.
What else?
What do
does
I
he
think
have?
of it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Let my engineer.
Yeah, do you wanna have the engineer / mechanic?
Oh yeah,
take a look
definitely.
at it? Right off the
Definitely.
bat, you can tell that this the cargo door is because you've already seen this. You literally saw the same problem. In fact, this design has this problem. The main cargo, it has such a long actuator arm, and it's such a main bay, and it sees so much work that it wears down. And this thing is rusted over. If it weren't repaired and money put into the cargo door, it would get stuck.
Oh.
Um,
So as we walk around, I'm gonna just like say that stuff out loud.
oh.
And that shouldn't be like that, and that shouldn't be on fire.
Well, now, hey,
and
now,
this
sir,
over here
please,
should be.
I don't know what you mean. Look, it's just from the look, it's marked down. It's a deal. And this ship has character. It has been places. It's reliable.
It has rust.
It has 300,000 miles of the car.
No,
It's
no,
not
I didn't.
like that's not patina. That's a hole waiting to happen.
It's this ship will get your trading done, sir, if you need it.
Let me see what else you have.
Okay. So the next
Speaking of, sorry, Jeff. This was the same ship that we were just on, yeah?
No.
Same type of ship.
No.
This is actually smaller. It has a smaller fuel load and a smaller cargo.
I was going to say, do we want to check that little smuggling pocket that seems to be popular and see if anything was left behind by previous owners?
Yeah, you could do that. That is clean. So there, it doesn't look like it has like drugs in it or like blood stains on the wall. You know, like
Weegoy.
Yeah, there's not Weegoy creatures in here. There's no tribbles. You know, so like, yeah, you're able.
Disappointing. No free pets.
Yeah.
What are those skeletons doing in the cockpit?
Right. Yeah, nothing like that. But it is rusty, in fact. Okay, so the next ship he brings you to, and he says, now listen, this ship is, I know it's not necessarily ideal for free trading, but if you had other work you could get into, this is nice. This is a Panace. This is a 40-ton Panace. It's got, with a jump drive. And down payment of 1.8
That's unusual,
million.
isn't it?
Yes.
A ship that small?
Yep. I think they usually have to be 100 tons. So this is like a weird ship. And he says, now this ship will get you where you need to go discreetly and fast. And I'm pretty sure that the Panace has like thrust 6 or something stupid like that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Jeez. I know it's got 5G acceleration.
5G, yeah. So it's like really fast. Like you're going to be able to maybe outrun a cruiser. Where is this at?
Using a 40-ton hull, Panace is capable of 5G acceleration, carries 2 tons of fuel, and has a crew of 2. Mount 2 lasers and any remaining.
So this is an RV with a jet engine attached to it.
This is actually this is absolutely Spaceballs. This is Spaceballs. So
nice.
And you can fit more people in here. I will say, to be clear, and you can put weapons and stuff. And it says basically what it says for the cutter. This is like a hybrid between a Panace and a cutter. So it has some extra room. This is totally the RV from Spaceballs, and it will not carry cargo. So like you, I'm looking for a cruiser by comparison because I think that's probably the most important. The cruiser can go 4G acceleration. This can go 5G. You can almost outrun everything in the game. This is like the Millennium Falcon, but it doesn't carry cargo. So anyways, if you go inside, though, much like the Millennium Falcon, it is festooned with bright colors, disco balls, and placed light show things and dispensers for various stuff, including dispensers for all sorts of exotic drinks that it no longer contains. It smells like puke as well.
Oh, good. But being such a small ship, we wouldn't need that big a ship to put this ship in that ship.
True.
If we had a 600 ton, an 800 ton, would this fit? I mean, it's not a ship's yacht, but if we were to, we needed to set aside,
this could be used as a launch, but you have to have a big enough ship. So I think 400 ton, I can look, but it has to be able to fit 100 tons, and then it would take up all that space.
Yeah.
And we put that ship inside an even bigger ship.
Right.
So this would fit in what the subsidized liner and the subsidized merchant.
That sounds right. Without looking, it needs at least 100 tons of cargo in it.
Yeah, liner's like 129 and merchant's like 200.
Do you want to look at the next one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what's the thing on this one? I don't think we heard the terms.
Oh yeah.
This its previous registration was the Jump Flea, and it is $1.8 million down, or million credits down payment. So about a little more than half of the Rusty Nomad.
Right.
The next ship, he says, now this ship, sir, has something very special. This is clearly the delta shape of a scout courier. As you come up close to it, 200 ton. I'm sorry, what does it say? No, I'm sorry.
100 ton.
100 ton. And it has a scout courier sensor suite.
I like that. That's nice.
It could be modified with the right expertise and equipment to be used for surveying for mining or security work. So the radar, radars that you've seen so far are like 150,000. A scout courier can go out to almost 600,000 as far as how far it can detect something.
And it can carry some small cargo, couldn't it?
It carries very, very little. I think it's literally 2 tons. 2 tons, I think, or something.
Still, that could smuggle things.
This is 1.7 million, so it's less than the Jump Flea. Do you want to hear the other ships real quick? I won't go through all of them so we can get it done before. All right, the next one is a 200-ton trader called the Wanderer's Dream. It's 3.6 million, and when you take a look at this one, it does not seem to have anything wrong with it without powering it up. It's not rusty. Everything looks fine. The next
power it up?
Sure. Yeah, you turn it on, and as soon as you turn it on, it launches into a 2.5 minute long Traxicola ad over the intercom, and then it stops, and then like it starts finishing all its bit processing, like like it does its little noises, and does all its built-in testing.
So it's literally a flying advertisement ship.
So other than the ad, it works perfectly fine.
Yeah.
What kind of ship is this?
Is there going to be a
As far as you
mid-roll
can tell.
ad that we have to wait through before we can engage the jump drive in an emergency?
You're able to tell that's exactly what happens. Before crucial operations, it has to run an ad for half a round. Yeah.
Oh my god, sponsored by fucking Pepsi Cola.
I'm liking that jump career. Because we could always, we could all crew it.
Speaking out of
you
game,
can do things other than trading. You can go seek jobs that are military or investigation or whatever.
Yeah, and we've got
It's cheaper for life support. It's cheaper for fuel, etc. Real quick, I'll go through some of the others here. That's called the Wanderer's Dream. The next one is called the Grand Hauler. 7.5 million down payment. You can afford it.
Yeah.
You're going to have to hire crew. This is a 400-ton trader. Looking at it, you can tell that portions of the grav plating in the cargo bay fluctuate. And there's so much plating that you would have to either replace whole portions of it or you'll have to be creative in securing the cargo. That's what you can tell.
Rediscovering ratchet strips.
The next one is a yacht. That would be weird. We would have to go into a social role-playing game where you have like, what would it be? It'd be like Love Boat. You know, like it'd be like weird passengers that you take on for long cruises and stuff. I will do that if you want to captain a yacht. I
Captain Radamant Stubing.
Right.
and then the last one, he is very proud of. It's like, but he doesn't spend much time on it because it's like the Corvette on the yacht, and he's like, you can't afford this, and you can't.
Right.
The next one's called the Iron Fist, and it is a mercenary cruiser, but you have to have 42 million down payment.
Yeah, I can't afford that.
What was that mining one you mentioned earlier? Sorry.
Well, the Scout the sensors could be modified so that it is a Scout R or M instead of a Scout S. Yeah. So it can be.
And we can put that weapon, that turret, on that Scout.
You can put it on the Scout. You cannot put it on the Panace. So
and we can,
there's
we could
no
do some paramilitary. we could do some paramilitary stuff with that Scout, and we can probably carry a few passengers if needed.
It will carry passengers. It's not comfortable.
So, but still, desperate people, and it's jump 2.
Yeah,
it is jump 2 and it's thrust 2.
And it's got a.
We might not be able to use that. We might not be able to use that laser, but I bet you it'll take several months off the payoff on the Panace.
That's true too.
Yeah.
Because you said it was going to be a couple million, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it sounds like Captain Radamant Jones here. You're thinking of a non-trading ship. Are you thinking of not being a trader and having like a fast ship or something that? Or
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So between the jump flea, the modified Panace is 1.8 million, and then the Whisper is 1.7 million. So they're pretty close.
Total or down payment?
Down payment.
That's the down payment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the monthly payment is going to be less, than a free trader. So I don't know what 80,000 credits or 70 or I don't know what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Look at it. So, I guess, would you prefer, this is interesting because it gets into what gameplay you prefer. The Panace is just about, we're going to hop around and just do shenanigans. So it's less about space, actually.
Yeah.
Because the thing it does in space is run.
Yeah.
It also can't scoop fuel.
That's
so if
not
you get,
good.
Yeah. The Scout does have fuel scoops. So the Scout is, it's armed. It has good sensors. It
comes armed?
I think maybe, but your thing could fit on it. I guess it comes down to the Panace is about being able to go real fast, and it's almost like focusing more on planetary gameplay. I think that's what it is.
Doesn't the
how far
the
does
Scout
it
come with
jump?
2?
Okay.
Jump 2.
Doesn't
it come with?
Sorry, no, go.
Doesn't the Scout come with a grav car?
It comes with a bay for a grav car, but there's no grav car in it. It has a
We
bay
could-
for an emergency grav car, and you could purchase one. And it like goes up on it like a lifeboat, and it can come down, and you can use the grav car and go out the bay.
Nice.
Yeah, we could always buy one of those.
Is that like how the cutter has that ATV thing?
Yeah. I'm thinking the Scout. I'm thinking the Scout.
All right, here you go. So You put you in your scout ship here. Real quick.
I just had a really dumb idea that there's no way in hell it can happen.
Okay, go ahead.
Somehow eventually ending up with like the scout parked inside of something like a merchant,
Right.
and running it as like some
Star
weird
Fox.
industrial
Yeah.
no, like some weird like industrial trade kind of dual situation, and then it can also act as that kind of like combat reinforcement.
Really quick, before we go, do you want to try to sell your radiation thing?
Oh yeah, you've got that.
I didn't, or did we take it when?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, that's right.
I gave it back.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Never mind. And then you have I'm thinking of your steel. Sorry, you have. You have.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
There's no point in us keeping it, honestly, and we need like so the company's still gonna charge us. Just like the deal went wrong for them. So honestly, like we're gonna need to sell the steel off.
Yeah.
All right. So you take your new
fit in the scout anyways.
What do you call it? Do you want to keep it as the Whisper, or do you want to name your ship? Or do you want to think on it and name it later?
Let me think on it.
Okay. All right. So
if anyone's got any ideas, bring them forward.
So you take the scout and you take it back to Payday, and you look for a buyer. So here's some options. I usually actually just present situations that you could attempt to sell it. This is like having an inventory item. It's not the same as shipping standard cargo, but in this case, we'll just kind of play it down the page here. You can attempt to hire a broker. If you do that, they take a percentage up to the skill of the broker. So like if you get a +4 from the broker, they take 20% of whatever you get, right? So it makes it more reliable that you get more money, but then you get less fantastic money as a payout, right? The base price is where is it? Steel is 500, and you have. Better get my calculator.
20 tons of it, I think. Yep.
And some back and forth with the math here, so that's 10,000 credits. Not a lot of money anyway. And then
it's something.
Does anybody have bribery or admin?
I do not.
Okay. In this case, I will give this over to Captain G then, since you were the captain of the crew. Do you want to attempt to hire a broker? You'll lose part of the potential 10,000 or more that you make. Yeah.
So basically, it's a question of if I attempted to sell it myself, I won't get as much money, but if I hire a broker, I'll get more, but I have to pay some of it off.
Hedging your bets, if you want to do this.
Play it somewhat safe, since, Captain G, he's not the most, he's the most educated, but he's not the most, street smart, so he'll try to see if he can hire. Is there a broker 2 or so that he can...
Trade classifications. Let's see, I2, R1, P3. Industrial. Rich, they are not. E, they are. Or +3. It is not industrial, so you get a +3. I'm sorry, say that again.
So yeah, he's gonna try to hire a broker and try it for +2.
Okay, that's a 10% commission, so that's a total of +5. So now what you do is you just want to roll high on a 2d6 for the actual value roll that you get.
Okay. Let me see if I can get the whatever. Okay, so 2d6 +5.
Mm-hmm.
All
7
right,
plus 5 is a 12. You make 170% total value.
Ooh.
Nice.
So that is 17,000, but you lose 10%.
All right.
So we're down to, what is it,
100.
15,300.
So you make
Yeah.
15,300.
15,300. Okay.
So
Look at that, my mental arithmetic coming in handy.
Nice. Yeah, I'm wondering real quick how much. I just wonder off the top of my head. If I just glance at it here, how much you're going to have to pay in fees. This will all get put in the results. And then I just can't stand it though. I'm just wondering if I can look at the ship part, design and construction.
Oh yeah, to get that turret installed. Yeah.
So for example, actually I have it here on. This is starting to fall apart, which is fun. It's cheap. It's like print on demand those. See here. I can't stand it. How much money you're going to have to pay. This sort of thing is, my goal is this sort of thing is going to happen all the time. So you're going to have the chance to make money and you're going to have the chance to lose.
Good.
And the game is just about doing that. I don't know, and that sucks. I was looking at the chip stuff, but I don't see it. So I'll have to figure it out later. Standard ship design.
I do got the stuff written down, so if...
No, I got it. Yeah. Okay. So, before we go, let's see. We've got 10 minutes. You make it back to payday. And you park your new shiny starship. Now, I kind of want to shake this up a little bit. You got some options here. But generally speaking, if someone in the crew has a starship, I like to have... there's a couple of ways we can approach it. One is Captain Radamant Jones is the ship's captain. And that's just, we do that. But if we do that, everyone still gets an equal say out of character. So you still vote every single time. And the other option is he's the owner aboard. Because he's the owner of the starship, but people can still say, I want to form this job to go do this thing. If it's something where you're like, man, that's going to just destroy my ship, I don't want to just superfluously do that. That's always fair to say. But but otherwise, you would still we would play the way we regularly play.
Yeah. I like that. Rotate the captain position around.
Is that
to be fair?
Yeah. What do you all think about that? So you'd be called like the owner aboard. Is what it
Yeah.
is.
Good.
If anyone has any ideas for names, just put them in the chat.
Like this. So here you are back on payday. Shopping centers everywhere, musical performances, that's what they specialize in. You make it to the Starport Bar, and now the sector is yours. You can go to the Starport Authority. You can look at nearby planets within Jump 2. You can attempt to find a patron, which you can do once a week. Do you want to attempt to do that?
Yeah.
All right, roll a d6.
Yep,
if you get a 5+ Radamant, then
All right.
find a patron. That's a 5. Wait, no, it's on one die in this case.
Oh, I'm
It's
sorry.
2d6 to get a 5+.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, finding a patron is no easy thing.
Oh, no.
Okay. All right, so if you go to the Starport Authority from Bountiful, it's interesting. I actually don't have my old Oh, do I have it? No.
Oh.
Gosh dang it. I lost my sector map. Fill out. So I can only give you a couple options because I have to find my sector map. Oh well.
Really quickly, I would like to suggest the name Gremlin for the ship.
No, vetoed. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. You can actually, let's say that you go to the Starport Authority. Your friend aboard wants to go this a ways to Shazar. He will tell you that is in the direction that he is hoping. He believes if he makes it to Shazar, that he can find secret jump data to a planet in the sector that's not on the charts.
With an E, that's just basically a patch of dirt that we're going to have to scoop to refuel.
Gas.
He will be able to tell you some general things, probably. He'll tell you. Yeah. That's not true at all.
No?
Yeah. In fact, he says that he'll tell you Shazar is. The Starport is nothing special. But it's actually a key Federation world.
Oh.
It's an industrial world.
So that UWP is out of date or just mistaken then.
It's a E874964, so with industrial, ag, and rich.
Yeah, but the E is the starport, right?
Mm-hmm. It's a Class E, large planet, tainted atmosphere, 40% H2O, billions of people, most guns, and a representative democracy at tech level 5. So,
yeah, but E marks it as a frontier location with like nothing.
That's just the
like nothing
starport.
in fuel.
But
so
the quirky thing about this world is it's a world teeming with people, and essentially I don't want to reveal all this, but you could see if you go there. But it's worth asking, why is the starport a Class C starport? That's a good question. Yes. But anyways, yeah, there are billions of people on this place, and it's an industrial world.
Wow.
And yet the starport is just a Class C starport. That defines the services of the starport. Anyways, he will tell you that if you can make it to Shazar. Now, the thing is, Radamant Jones, as far as you don't have any way to pay your next bill right now.
Yep.
Other than your money. You have a bunch of money, so you've got time.
Yeah.
So, but I think you probably have something like half the mortgage, actually, on the ship.
Yeah.
So you can go for a while. But anyways, that's where he will tell you that he's wanting to go. Alternately, you could try to find work. He will not join you if you go in the other direction, trailing. But you could go to Ether, back to Vinfall, or Abandoned Port.
I mean, we could always find some kind of cargo, a small, tiny cargo that could sell in Shazar. Make a little money off that.
Roll 2d6.
All right.
You got an 11. I'm sorry, 5, 6. You find, I don't usually do it this way, but before we run out of time here, you find, gosh dang it, where is it? Farm machinery. Now here's the thing. Speculative trade works like this. You attempt to buy the goods, and you might end up buying them at an inflated price. The goal of speculative trade is to buy low, sell high.
Right.
Farm machinery has a base price of 150,000 unit credits. So you could buy 300,000 credits of it. You can get a broker to help you. You are on let's see here, farm machinery. You have no modifiers, so you roll a 2d6 and you would agree to say, yeah, I'm gonna buy this stuff. So the worst case scenario is you end up buying it at 400% the cost.
All right. So roll 2.
Do you want to hire a broker?
Yeah, let's hire a broker.
All right. What skill level of broker would you hire?
Like a 2.
Okay. That's 10% commission. This happens at the destination when you sell it. Roll 2d6 and you'll add 2.
Okay.
5 and 2. In this case, I will say that it kind of works the other way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, I won't do that. I'll just keep it the same. So you always want to buy low and sell high. That makes sense. So it's a 7, so it's just at 300,000. It's at base price. Do you want to?
Okay.
Do you? And I actually take that back. Do you want to buy it at base price, or do you want to leave it?
Shazar is an industrial world, and it's a farming world. Now, I'll buy it. We'll see if we can sell it off.
All right. You should, let's see, 300 minus, let's see, minus 300k farm machinery, and plus 20% broker, or sorry, 10% broker. Okay, you got 2 tons of farming equipment, and you file a flight plan to Shazar, and with that, we'll end our adventure for the night. Mythic Traveler is a space western merchant classic traveler campaign in the Mythic Mountains RPG Play Club. The music's by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech and Greg Gibson with TimbR Zeal. Classic Traveler is one of the first tabletop role-playing games, and the first sprawling space simulator game ever created by Marc Miller and Games Designer Workshop. You can find the free facsimile rules of Classic Traveler by Far Future Enterprises in the description. Mythic Mountains RPG is an online play club that focuses on folk RPGs. Those are the RPGs that aren't run or controlled by some huge corporation, and they don't have some set way to play and ain't nobody can tell you how you can play them. We play them however is the right way, and that's the way we want to do it. The table is the authority. We upload our games weekly on YouTube for everyone to enjoy and sit in without performances, fancy equipment, or monetization. It's just a group of people playing folk RPGs our way. You're welcome to join us, but until then, be safe out there between jumps.